Welcome to my channel, where we bring you the latest political updates and in-depth discussions from across Zimbabwe and beyond. If this is your first time here, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Today, we are diving into one of the most dramatic moments in Zimbabwean politics: Nelson Chamisa's resignation from the Citizens Coalition for Change, better known as the CCC. We'll explore the real reasons behind his shocking decision, the power struggles that tore the party apart, and what might come next for both Chamisa and the future of opposition politics in Zimbabwe. The bombshell resignation. On January 25, 2024, Nelson Chamisa, the youthful and charismatic leader of the CCC, announced his immediate resignation from the very party he had founded just 2 years earlier. He made the announcement through a powerful and emotional statement on social media, declaring that the CCC had been contaminated and hijacked by the ruling ZANU-PF party. His message was clear: the CCC was no longer a genuine opposition movement. His decision came after months of political turmoil and internal conflict within the party, particularly following the disputed August 2023 general elections, where he narrowly lost to President Eminence Mnangagwa. Many Zimbabweans were left stunned, but for those following the situation closely, the writing was on the wall. Behind the scenes, a fierce internal and external battle was brewing, one that Chamisa later described as a sophisticated hijacking of his party by state machinery, infiltration, and state interference. Chamisa accused ZANU-PF of executing a calculated plan to destabilize and eventually take over the CCC from within. At the heart of this alleged plot was an individual named Sengezo Chabangu, a little-known activist who suddenly appeared, claiming to be the CCC's interim Secretary General. The Chabangu recalls. Chabangu began issuing recall letters against CCC members of parliament and local government officials, claiming they no longer represented the party. Shockingly, these recalls were accepted by parliament, leading to the removal of dozens of elected CCC representatives. Chamisa and the CCC leadership immediately denounced Chabangu as an imposter, insisting he had no legitimate authority. However, state institutions, including parliament and the courts, backed Chabangu's actions. This resulted in chaotic and expensive by-elections, draining the opposition's resources and crippling its representation. To Chamisa, this was proof that the state had weaponized its institutions to criminally hand over the CCC to ZANU-PF proxies. He famously said he refused to swim in a river full of hungry crocodiles, a pointed reference to President Eminence Mnangagwa's nickname. He also vowed not to engage in what he called sewer pond politics, describing the entire situation as toxic and corrupt. Internal organizational weakness. While Chamisa placed the blame on external interference, many analysts believe the CCC's own internal weaknesses made the takeover possible. Under no formal structures. When Chamisa founded the CCC in 2022, he deliberately avoided creating formal party structures or a written constitution. His strategy was to make the party flexible and immune to legal manipulation, especially after losing control of his previous party, the MDC Alliance, through court battles. But this backfired. Without formal structures or a constitution, the party had no official office bearers who could legally challenge Chabangu's claims. In short, the CCC became vulnerable, a party that existed more on faith and charisma than on legal foundation. Centralized power. Chamisa was effectively the sole leader, with all power centralized in his hands. While this gave him control, it also created a vacuum beneath him. When the crisis hit, there were no clear internal mechanisms or legal documents to protect the party's integrity. Political analysts argue that this no-structure strategy. In his resignation statement, Chamisa was clear: he is not quitting politics. He described his decision as a way of extricating himself and the citizens' movement from a poisoned political shell. He vowed to continue serving Zimbabweans as a citizens' champion and leader, emphasizing that he was stepping away from a captured party, not from the struggle for democracy. This has led to widespread speculation that Chamisa and his loyalists are preparing to form a new political movement, one that will learn from the mistakes of the CCC, build stronger legal foundations, and unite Zimbabweans around a shared vision of change. If that happens, it could completely reshape the opposition landscape in Zimbabwe. Supporters see it as a fresh start, a clean slate that could reignite hope for millions of citizens seeking genuine political reform. Chamisa himself has hinted that he's working on a new approach, one that will be citizen-driven, transparent, and resilient against infiltration or state interference. As he put it in his final message, "As a patriot, I remain active in public service. Giving up or giving in is not an option." The battle for Zimbabwe's political future is far from over. It's only entering a new chapter. Thank you for watching today's video. If you found this breakdown helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe.